My wife told me to just sit there, smile, and try not to drool on myself. I'm Demetrio Thomas, 70 years old, and tonight I'm sitting in Manhattan's most expensive omakase restaurant watching my life fall apart over $200 Wagyu beef. Kathleen sits to my left, 42, 28 years younger than me, stunning in a black dress. She picks up beef with her chopsticks and holds it to my mouth like I'm a child. "Open wide, sweetheart," she coos. "You need your protein." I take the bite, chewing slowly, staring blankly while she wipes my mouth. I can feel other diners watching. They see a devoted young wife caring for her declining husband. They have no idea. Across from us sits Jackson Reed, 45, sharp in an Armani suit. Kathleen introduced him as a potential investor from Chicago, someone interested in my logistics company. "Mr. Thomas, it's an honor," Jackson says smoothly. "Kathleen speaks highly of your vision." I nod vacantly. "Thank you, young man." Oh. Kathleen pats my hand. "Demetrio gets confused with business talk these days. We'll keep it simple." Jackson reaches for the sock bottle. His eyes lock with Kathleen's, a flicker of heat, a secret shared. Then he switches to Japanese, thinking the old American understands nothing. "Konorojin mite miro," he says with contempt. "Te ga furuete iru, bioin no nioi ga suru." Look at this old man. His hands shake. He smells like a hospital. I freeze. 40 years ago, I spent a decade in Tokyo building a shipping empire. I speak Japanese better than French. I dream in it sometimes. But I don't react. I reach for my water glass, let my hand tremble, let water dribble down my chin. Kathleen sighs. "Oh, Demetrio, see, Jackson, this is what I deal with daily." Jackson laughs. "You're a saint, Kathleen." Then back to Japanese. "Sasato korosuka, kaidan karatsuki otose, hayaku teni iretai." Just poison his tea or push him down the stairs. I can't wait to get my hands on you and his assets. My heart hammers. This stranger is discussing my murder while drinking my wine. And Kathleen isn't stopping him. She's laughing. This woman I saved from bankruptcy 10 years ago, this woman I trusted, she's waiting for me to die. Jackson swirls his sake, then speaks Japanese again. "Yatsu ga shindara, anno jimusho o tsubushite yaru, goju man doru tsukate iwauzo." When he's gone, I'll gut his office. We'll celebrate spending his $50 million. My chopstick slips, clattering loudly on the plate. "Demetrio, you're making a mess," Kathleen snaps. My hands shake, but not from acting. Every fiber wants to grab Jackson's tie and smash his face into the table. I want to roar at them in perfect Japanese. But I don't. I didn't build an empire by acting on impulse. I built it by being patient, by waiting for the perfect moment to strike. If I expose them now, they'll say I'm senile, hearing things. Kathleen's already told my doctor my mind is slipping. An outburst proves her point. I need proof. Cold, hard, undeniable proof. "I'm sorry," I stammer, making my voice tremble. My hand slipped. I feel dizzy. Kathleen signals for the check, rolling her eyes for Jackson's benefit. Jackson smiles at me, predator to prey. "Don't worry, Mr. Thomas. We're almost done." He raises his sake. "To new beginnings." Kathleen raises her wine. "To the future." I lift my water glass with shaking hands. "To the future," I whisper. You think you're looking at a helpless old man, but you're looking at the man who's going to burn your world to the ground. The car ride home is silent, except for rain against windows. Kathleen sits far from me, phone glowing as she texts frantically. I know who she's messaging. "That young man," I say softly, uncertainly. "Did he say something about death?" Kathleen's thumbs stop. Panic flashes across her face, then vanishes, replaced by condescension. "Oh, Demetrio," she says slowly, like talking to a child. "You're doing it again. Did you forget your medication?" I didn't forget. I flushed those pills 3 weeks ago. They made my head feel stuffed with cotton. "I don't think so, but he used the word. He said dead market," she snaps. "Economic stagnation. God, why do you twist everything? It's embarrassing. I'm trying to save your legacy because you're clearly not capable anymore." Gaslighting. Making me doubt my own reality, the language I mastered before she was born. I look down at my hands, let them tremble. "I'm sorry." The foreign words get jumbled. Just stop talking. You're hearing things. Let me handle business. That's what power of attorney is for. We hadn't discussed it. She mentioned it to my doctor while I pretended to sleep. When we reach the estate, Kathleen storms inside without waiting. The door slams. I sit in the car, then straighten my spine. The tremor stops. My eyes sharpen. I can manage, I tell the driver in a suddenly steady voice. I walk up the steps, not shuffling, but striding. Inside, Kathleen's gone upstairs to her private suite, claiming she needs space because of my snoring. Another lie. She needs privacy to video chat Jackson. I go to my study and lock the doors. Behind my desk hangs an oil painting. I find the hidden latch and swing it open, revealing a wall safe, installed in 1990 before Kathleen was in high school. She doesn't know it exists. I spin the dial, left, right, left. The combination is my first international contract date. The mechanism clicks. Inside, no cash or jewelry, only documents, old passports, and a weathered leather journal filled with Japanese kanji in my handwriting. November 12, 1985. The tiger doesn't announce his kill. He waits until prey feels safe, then strikes. The fog plaguing me for months burns away. I feel cold adrenaline. It's 2 a.m. I pull out a secure satellite phone Kathleen doesn't know about. I dial a number I haven't called in 5 years. Yeah? A groggy voice answers. Sullivan? Pause, rustling sheets. The voice sharpens. Demetrio, you sound alive. Word is you're losing it. The word's being fed poison. So am I. Literally. Silence. Who? Kathleen and Jackson Reed from Chicago. They discussed my death tonight. They think I'm senile, deaf, dumb. Are you? I look at my steady hands. I'm wide awake. What do you need? The team. Donnelly for surveillance, Jennifer Walsh for financials. You on a plane tonight? Tonight? I'm in pajamas. Put on a suit, I snap. They're orchestrating a hostile takeover of my life. Wake them up, Sullivan. We're going to war. Deep breath. I'll be there by noon. Don't eat anything she gives you. I know the drill. I hang up. The darkness feels different now. Not a cage, but a command center. I'm not the victim. I'm the dragon. And they just poked me one too many times. Next morning, I make calls and send encrypted emails. By 9 a.m., Donnelly arrives dressed as an HVAC repairman. Kathleen's in the breakfast nook, fanning herself. I'd tripped the AC circuit breaker at 4 a.m. Discomfort makes people careless. Thank God, she tells Donnelly. It's a sauna. Just fix it. I sit at the island, making my coffee spoon clatter, a sound that drives her crazy. I'll need to check vents, ma'am, Donnelly says, keeping his head down. While Kathleen checks her reflection, she sets her phone on the counter for one moment. This is my window. I wait until she turns away, then let out a moan and sweep my arm out. The coffee mug tips, splashing hot liquid onto my lap and floor. I yelp, genuine pain mixed with acting. Demetrio, for God's sake! Kathleen rushes over, not to check my burns, but to save her rug. She grabs paper towels, face twisted in disgust. I'm sorry, I stammer. My hand wouldn't listen. You're useless, she hisses. She needs the mop from the pantry. The moment she's gone, Donnelly's there, plugging a device into her phone. His fingers fly across the screen. 10 seconds. I hear the pantry door. 15 seconds. The mop bucket clatters. Done, Donnelly whispers, yanking the cable just as Kathleen's heels click back. She stops, suspicious. What are you doing? Checking airflow, ma'am, Donnelly says in working-class accent. This vent feeds the main intake. Kathleen grabs her phone, swipes it, unlocks normally. Nothing looks different. She relaxes slightly. Go change your pants, she snaps at me. You smell like a diner. As I shuffle away, Donnelly says, I need to check the master bedroom thermostat. Perfect. By afternoon, the house is wired. Cameras in bedroom drapes, audio bugs in the chandelier, GPS on her Mercedes, her phone cloned, every text routing through our server. Sullivan arrives and we lock ourselves in my study. The medication? He asks. I show him the bottle labeled Daily Multivitamin. Blue pills. She's been giving me these 6 months. I had them tested. Sullivan reads the lab report, face paling. Benzodiazepine, arsenic, scopolamine. This induces dementia-like symptoms, memory loss, confusion, tremors. I've been replacing them with blue sugar pearls, same size and color. We need her on tape conspiring. We need intent. We'll get it, I say. We just need patience. Kathleen hosts her Tuesday afternoon tea, wealthy wives comparing diamonds and complaining about staff. But today's main attraction is me. I need witnesses. I need the rumor mill churning that I'm truly gone. I open the bathroom door and step into the hallway, leaving the door wide open behind me, exposing the toilet to the elegant gathering. A small indignity screaming, "No awareness." I shuffle into the living room, dragging my left foot. Conversation dies. 12 pairs of eyes turn. Kathleen's on the sofa, pouring tea. "Demetrio, darling, did you have a nice nap?" I blink vacantly. I focus on Mrs. Vanderbilt, a woman I've known 20 years. "Hello, Mother," I rasp. "Did you bring my soup?" Mrs. Vanderbilt recoils. "Oh, my heavens." Kathleen rushes over, gripping my arm painfully while her face shows gentle concern. "No, Demetrio, that's Clara. Your mother passed away long ago, sweetie." I pull away, agitated. "No soup? I want to go home." "We are home, darling." She guides me to a chair. She turns to her friends, sighing tragically. "I'm so sorry, everyone. The decline is accelerating. Some days he doesn't even know who I am." "Oh, Kathleen, you're a saint," Mrs. Vanderbilt says. "I don't know how you do it." "I love him," Kathleen says, wiping a fake tear. "It's my cross to bear." The room erupts in sympathy. They see Joan of Arc. They see me as worthless furniture. Then the doorbell rings. Jackson walks in, uninvited. "Mr. Reed." Kathleen brightens. "I'm sorry, we're entertaining." Jackson bows to the ladies, charming them instantly. "My apologies, just dropping urgent papers for Mr. Thomas." He approaches me, looming. He leans down, bringing his face close to my ear. "Hello, Mr. Thomas," he says in English, then switches to Japanese, quiet and deadly. "Mite miro, baka nabuta mita ni swate iru, mosugu zenbu owaruzo." Look at you, sitting like a stupid pig. Soon this will all be over. My knuckles go white, gripping the armrest. The insult is one thing, but his proximity, his smugness, his cologne, it makes my blood boil. He pats my shoulder, heavy, condescending. "Hang in there, old man." He winks at Kathleen and leaves. I sit there, the room spinning. They think I'm finished. They have no idea the old wolf is just waking up. That night, I'm in my study wearing the earbuds Donnelly gave me, connected to the audio bugs. Static, then a click. Clear as crystal, Kathleen pacing in the bedroom. She dials her phone. Jackson. Jackson's voice, through cloned phone software. "What's wrong?" Kathleen. "The AC broke. The old bastard nearly choked today. He's falling apart faster than expected." Jackson. "Be patient, baby. Did you get the signature for the bank transfer?" Kathleen. "Not yet. His hands were shaking too much, but tonight I'll crush sedatives into his soup. He'll sign anything." My hand goes to the drawer where I keep the vitamins, replaced with sugar pills days ago. Jackson. "Good. And Dr. Vincent?" Kathleen. "He's expensive, but agreed. He started paperwork for early-onset dementia diagnosis. With the medication symptoms, the court has no choice. They'll grant conservatorship." Conservatorship? They don't just want my money. They want to strip me of every right, every decision. Jackson. "Once you're his legal guardian, you sign the company's sale on his behalf. We transfer assets to my holding firm at a fraction of value. The board can't stop it. You're protecting his interests." Kathleen. "But the company's worth $120 million? Jackson. "But if there's a secret government contract worth $200 million, selling at $50 million is still a bargain. Trust me, 1 week, baby, and we're rich." Codename, Project Sunset. I sit back, earbuds cold in my ears. I remove the drawer's vitamin bottle, pills I replaced with harmless sugar. So that's the plan, drug me into signing away liquid assets. I lean into the microphone. "Did you get that, Donnelly?" Through the receiver, "Loud and clear, Mr. Thomas." "Good," I say. "Let her make the soup. I'm feeling hungry." That night, I drive 3 blocks from home and park. Through the audio bug in Kathleen's purse, I listen to her meet Jackson at Leipzig Cafe. Jackson speaks Japanese. "Taisho wa doda atarashi regimen wa hajimetaka?" "How's the subject? Did you start the new regimen?" Kathleen. Yes, I doubled the dose like you said. Yesterday he called the maid Slippers, his dead dog's name. He didn't even realize. Cold chills run through me. I remembered that moment, sudden confusion, fog descending. It wasn't age, it was poison. Jackson laughs. Perfect. And Dr. Vincent? Kathleen. He's on board. Expensive, but agreed. He's documenting rapid cognitive decline. Court will grant conservatorship easily. Jackson. Once you have power of attorney, you sign everything. My holding company buys it pennies on the dollar. Project Sunset is a go. Project Sunset. They gave my destruction a code name. I remove the earpiece. I've heard enough. I drive home, hands steady. The anger burns away the drug fog. That night, I go to the bathroom cabinet, the amber bottle labeled Daily Multivitamin. I open it, pour the blue pills out. I walk to the toilet, dump them in, flush. I watch the blue swirl disappear, taking Project Sunset with it, but I can't just stop taking them. They'd suspect. I go to the pantry, find blue sugar pearls for cake decorating. Same shade, same size. I refill the bottle, place it back exactly where it was. I stand at the mirror. I see the lines, the gray hair, the eyes that have seen too much. They want a show. They want a senile old fool. I let my jaw go slack, widen my eyes vacantly, let a tremor take my lip. I'll give you a performance, I whisper to my reflection. I'll act so well, you'll pack my nursing home bags yourself. I straighten up. But when the curtain falls, I'll be the only one standing. I walk out, ready for my role. Tonight, when Kathleen comes home, she'll find her husband staring at a blank TV, drooling slightly, and she'll smile, thinking she's won. She has no idea she's looking at a man who just declared war. 2 a.m. I'm in a windowless conference room at a private Swiss bank in Lower Manhattan. Nathan Sterling sits across from me, impeccable in his suit despite the ungodly hour. Between us, a stack of documents that will destroy 2 lives. Project Leviathan, Sterling says, sliding a bound folder across the mahogany table. As requested. I open it. The forgery is perfect. Department of Defense letterhead, embossed seal, watermarks that shimmer under the light. Pacific Fleet Supply Chain Management, 5-year contract, $200 million. The signatures? I ask. Masterfully forged, Sterling says with the faintest smile. Undersecretary of Defense for Acquisition, Deputy Assistant Secretary for Logistics. All verifiable names, correct titles. Anyone doing surface-level research will find these people exist. But the contract doesn't. Correct. It's a phantom, beautiful on paper, non-existent in reality. I run my fingers over the seal. If Jackson sees this, he'll lose his mind. He'll think my company is about to triple in value overnight. He'll liquidate everything to buy in before the contract goes public, Sterling agrees. Classic greed play. I close the folder. Red leather, stamped with confidential, eyes only. The real work? I ask. Sterling slides another stack across. The Nemesis Trust, all 47 patents transferred, 12 properties deeded, $68 million in cash and securities moved, all completed at 9 a.m. this morning. Your company now owns exactly... He pauses for dramatic effect. Nothing. Well, not nothing. It owns $40 million in bridge loans, payable in 30 days at 18% interest. And the trust is untouchable? Locked tighter than Fort Knox, controlled by a charitable foundation. Even if Kathleen somehow got conservatorship, she couldn't access it. The trust is completely divorced from your personal estate. I sign the final documents, my real signature, bold and steady. When Jackson buys the company tomorrow, he's buying a corpse. A very expensive corpse, Sterling corrects. One that owes $40 million to some very unpleasant creditors. I stand buttoning my coat. Perfect. Driving home through empty streets, rain hammering the windshield, I feel something I haven't felt in months. Control. At home, I go straight to my study. I place the red folder on my desk, center position, impossible to miss. I open it just slightly, so the Department of Defense seal is visible. Then I do something a careful man would never do. I leave my study door open. Not wide, just cracked. The kind of mistake a forgetful old man makes. I go upstairs, change into pajamas, and sit in the armchair by the window. I pull out my tablet, open the secure app linking to the hidden camera Donnelly installed in the taxidermied owl on my bookshelf. The feed is crisp, high-definition night vision. I wait. 10:47 p.m. The study door pushes open slowly. Kathleen slips inside, moving like a cat burglar in her silk nightgown. She scans the room, ensuring I'm not sitting in some dark corner. She goes straight to the desk. She sees the red folder. Her hand hovers over it for 3 seconds. 3 seconds of internal debate. Then she flips it open. I zoom in on the tablet. I watch her eyes go wide as she reads. Her lips move. $200 million, 5-year term, renewable. Her hand flies to her mouth. She's shaking, not with fear but adrenaline. She just found the winning lottery ticket. She pulls out her phone, snaps photos of the cover page, flips, snaps the financial breakdown, flips, snaps the signature page. She carefully closes the folder, adjusts it to match the original angle, even checks the dust lines. She backs out of the room, closing the door to the same slight crack. I switch camera feeds, watch her run down the hallway to her suite. She's dialing before the door even closes. I switch to the cloned phone audio feed. Kathleen, breathless. Jackson, pick up, pick up, pick up. Jackson, groggy. It's almost midnight. What? Kathleen, wake up. You need to hear this. I just found something in his study. A folder. Jackson, it's a government contract. Jackson, what kind of contract? Kathleen, Department of Defense, logistics. Jackson, it's worth $200 million. Silence on the line, then a sharp inhale. Jackson, you're sure? Kathleen, I'm sending photos now. Look at the dates. It's set to be signed January 30th. That's 6 days from now. I hear the ping of photos delivering. Long pause while Jackson reviews them. Jackson, voice trembling. My God, this changes everything. Kathleen, if we wait for conservatorship, the court will audit the company valuation. If they see this contract, the price skyrockets. We'll never afford it. Jackson, we buy him out now before he signs. If we own the company, when this signature hits paper, the share value triples overnight. We'll make $100 million in 24 hours. Kathleen, but we need $50 million cash. Jackson, I can get it. I have friends who'll lend against this kind of opportunity. Kathleen, this is IT. This is the golden goose. Kathleen, are you sure? Jackson, I'm calling my bankers right now. We're buying that company tomorrow. The line goes dead. I smile in the darkness. The hook is set. The line is tight. Jackson isn't just biting, he's swallowing the bait whole. Morning, 7 a.m. I'm in bed, genuinely exhausted from my midnight trip to the bank when Kathleen bursts into my bedroom. She's dressed for battle. Cream suit, hair in a severe bun, makeup perfect. She carries a clipboard and a pen like weapons. Morning, sweetheart, she says, too bright, too sharp. We need to take care of some housekeeping before breakfast. I stir, groaning softly. What time is it? It's time to sign some papers, Demetrio. She sits on the bed edge, the mattress dipping. Dr. Vincent sent over consent forms for your flu shot. You know how bad the season is. We need you protected. She holds the clipboard out. The paper is folded so only the signature line shows. Just sign right here, honey. I squint at it. I should read it first. Where are my glasses? Kathleen stiffens. You don't need to read it. It's just medical jargon, liability waivers, boring stuff. I know exactly what it is. It's an irrevocable power of attorney, granting Kathleen full control over my medical decisions and immediate financial assets. It's the key to the kingdom. I reach for the pen. My hand shakes violently, partly acting, partly genuine exhaustion. I fumble it. It slides onto the quilt. Oh, Demetrio, Kathleen sighs, picking it up. Focus, just hold the pen. I grip it, knuckles white. I push myself up against the headboard. No, I say, a flash of stubbornness. I want to read it. My father always said, read before you sign. Kathleen's smile vanishes. The mask of the doting wife cracks completely. Demetrio, don't be difficult, she says, voice dropping an octave. We don't have time for this. I try to lower the clipboard to see the text. I can't see. It's blurry. Sign the paper, Demetrio. I shake my head. Not until I read. She snaps. The veneer shatters. Kathleen drops the clipboard onto my legs. Her hand shoots out and grabs my wrist, fingers like steel claws digging into flesh. She squeezes, hard, grinding my bones together. I gasp, genuine pain. Kathleen, you're hurting. She squeezes harder, twisting my arm until I drop the pen. She leans over me, face inches from mine, eyes wide and manic with rage. "I am done playing nursemaid to a corpse," she hisses, spitting words into my face. "I've wiped your mouth. I've listened to your boring stories. I've wasted 10 years waiting for you to die, and I'm not letting a moment of stubbornness ruin everything I've worked for." She grabs the pen and jams it back into my hand, wrapping her fingers around mine, forcing my grip closed until I think my fingers will snap. "Sign it," she snarls. "Sign it right now, you useless old bastard!" I look into her eyes. I see the abyss there. No love, no pity, not even basic human decency, just greed, raw and consuming. This is the woman I saved from debt. This is the woman who slept in my bed. She's a monster, and any lingering doubt, any shred of guilt I had about what I'm doing to her, it evaporates. She deserves the ashes I'm building for her, every grain. "Please, Kathleen," I whimper, letting a tear leak. "Please let go." "Sign it," she shakes my arm. Okay, I'll sign, just let go." She loosens her grip slightly but doesn't release. She guides my hand to the signature line. Right there, Demetrio J. Thomas. I touch pen to paper. A signature is legally binding, but a signature made under duress, one that varies significantly from the established standard, can be contested, voided. I focus. I let the tremor guide me. I start the D correctly, but let the loop go too wide. I skip the middle initial entirely. For Thomas, I drag the pen, creating a jagged, illegible scrawl that looks like a seizure victim's work. It's my name. But it's not my signature. It's a forgery committed by the victim. "There," I whisper, dropping the pen. Kathleen snatches the clipboard instantly. She inspects the signature, a mess, a spiderweb of ink. But to her desperate, greedy eyes, it looks like victory. "Good," she breathes heavily. "Good boy." She stands, smoothing her skirt. The transformation is instantaneous. Rage vanishes, predator retreats. She's the sweet wife again. She leans down, kisses my forehead. Her lips are cold. "See? That wasn't so hard." She walks out, clutching the clipboard like a holy relic. She doesn't see me wipe her kiss off my forehead with the back of my hand. I wait until her footsteps fade. Then I slowly sit up, rubbing my bruised wrist. A dark purple mark is forming, the imprint of her thumb. I photograph it with my phone. Another piece of evidence. I reach into the nightstand, pull out the receiver, put in the earpiece. I hear a door close, then dialing. "Kathleen." "Jackson, pick up." "Jackson, did you get it?" "Kathleen, I got it. God, he fought me. He wanted to read it. I had to get physical, but he signed." "Jackson, did he read it?" Kathleen, laughing. "No, I made him sign. I had to squeeze his wrist until he cried. But it's done. I have the power of attorney. We control the company." Jackson, "Excellent. The lenders are lined up. Bridge loans approved based on company assets as collateral. We execute the sale tonight. Tonight, Kathleen, bring the papers to my lawyer's office." Kathleen, "Tonight? That's fast." Jackson, "We move before he has a moment of clarity, before anyone asks questions. Tonight, baby. Tonight we celebrate. Get the champagne ready, the vintage from Paris." Kathleen, "Tonight. We're finally kings." I take the earpiece out, look at my bruised wrist again. "Kings," I whisper to the empty room. "Tonight they'll sign the papers. They'll use the power of attorney to buy my company. They'll transfer $50 million of borrowed money. And in exchange, they'll receive the keys to a company I gutted 6 hours ago. A company owning nothing but debt. Kathleen thinks she forced me to sign my life away. She thinks she won. She doesn't realize the signature she twisted out of me wasn't surrender. It was the trigger on a trapdoor, and she just pulled it. My tablet pings. Text from Jennifer Walsh, our financial investigator. Target liquidating assets. Details below. I open the attachment. It's a comprehensive breakdown of Jackson Reed's financial desperation. 12:30 p.m. Bank of Chicago, $8 million mortgage on Gold Coast penthouse, appraised $11 million. He's borrowing at 73% LTV, desperate terms. 2:15 p.m. Private equity firm, $12 million against his consulting company, signed over 80% equity as collateral. 4 p.m. Major. Red flag. Meeting at Italian restaurant in Little Italy with known associate of the Castellano family. Jennifer's notes. Subject met with Vincent Vinnie Bones Russo, Castellano family moneylender. Estimated $30 million cash delivered in exchange for personal guarantee plus real estate portfolio collateral. Standard terms: 15% annual interest, 90-day full repayment. Failure to pay results in traditional collection methods. I zoom in on the surveillance photo. Jackson sitting across from Vinnie Bones, a man with scarred knuckles and dead eyes. Between them, a black duffel bag. Jackson is literally borrowing from the mob. Sullivan calls. "Demetrio, he's all in. He just bet his life on your company." "Good," I say. "Let him." 5:30 p.m. Wire transfer confirmation. $50 million deposited into escrow account, ready for the purchase. My phone buzzes. Text from Donnelly. "Package delivered. Subject has officially mortgaged his soul." I look at the numbers again. Jackson has mortgaged his home, sold his business, borrowed $30 million from men who break legs for late payments, all to buy a company worth zero. When he realizes what he's bought, he won't just be bankrupt. He'll be running for his life from creditors who don't accept bankruptcy protection. I close the tablet and pour myself 2 fingers of scotch, the good stuff Jackson was drinking at dinner last week. I raise the glass to the surveillance photo of him shaking hands with Vinnie Bones. "Enjoy your investment, Jackson. You just bought a one-way ticket to the bottom of the Hudson." 8 p.m. The Grand Hall. The crystal chandelier overhead seems to suck oxygen from the room. Jackson Reed paces in a tuxedo, ridiculous for a business signing, but he thinks life is a performance and he's the star. He stops by the fireplace, swirling my 60-year-old scotch. He speaks to his lawyer, William Bryant, in a voice that carries. "As soon as the ink is dry, I want him out. I don't want to see his face when I wake up tomorrow." Bryant nods, tapping his tablet. "We've arranged transport, state facility upstate, minimum care, cost effective." Jackson laughs, harsh and ugly. "Perfect. Throw the old bastard in a cage, he won't know the difference." I hear every word. I'm sitting in a wheelchair, a prop Kathleen insisted on. My hands rest limply in my lap, twitching occasionally. My head lolls to one side, mouth slightly open. To them, I'm a vegetable with a bank account. Inside, I'm a diamond, hard and sharp. Kathleen stands behind me, gripping the wheelchair handles. She pushes me forward. The wheels squeak, a sound of neglect that fits perfectly. We approach the massive mahogany table, documents fanned out like playing cards. A notary sits at the end, looking solemn. "Gentlemen," Kathleen announces, "Mr. Thomas is ready." Jackson looms over me, blocking the light. He smells of my scotch and arrogance. The escrow agent speaks. "We've confirmed the wire. $50 million deposited and locked." $50 million. Jackson leveraged everything. He went all in. The attorney slides the document toward me. "Mr. Thomas, this is the sale agreement. You're selling your shares to Mr. Reed, do you understand?" Kathleen squeezes my shoulder, nails digging in. Of course he understands. He wants to retire. Don't you, Demetrio? I let out a low groan. Retire. Tired. Exactly, Kathleen beams. He's tired. The attorney looks uncomfortable but nods. Given Mr. Thomas's limitations, a thumbprint will serve as signature, witnessed by the notary. A thumbprint. They won't even let me hold a pen. Kathleen lifts my right hand like dead meat. She guides my thumb to the ink pad, presses down, rolls it side to side, then hovers it over the signature line. The room holds its breath. This is the point of no return. Do it, old man, Jackson whispers. Kathleen presses my thumb onto paper, rolls it, lifts it, a perfect black oval on white paper. Done, Kathleen breathes. It's done. The notary stamps, the attorney types. Transaction executed, he announces. Funds released, title transferred. Jackson grabs the document, holding it up like a trophy. Mine, he shouts. It's finally mine. He spins Kathleen around, laughing hysterically. We did it, baby. We're rich. He turns to me, slaps my cheek, hard and disrespectful. Thank you, Harrison. Now get out of my house. He waves at Bryant. Call the van. Get this trash out of here. I sit there, watching them celebrate their own funeral, drinking champagne on the deck of a sinking ship. I take a deep breath, fill my lungs. I reach down, unlock the wheelchair brakes. Click. Kathleen turns. Demetrio, what are you? I place my hands on the armrests. I push. I stand. I rise slowly, unfolding until I'm standing 6 feet 2 inches. I adjust my cuffs, button my jacket. Kathleen gasps, hand flying to her mouth. Her champagne glass slips, shattering on marble. Jackson freezes, staring, mouth hanging open. I look at him. I smile, not a nice smile. I speak in flawless native Japanese. Read-san, gojuman doru de, shi-san zero, yonjuman doru no shakin ga aru kaisha, anata wa saiyaku na kigyoka desu. Read-san, $50 million for a company with 0 assets and $40 million in debt. You're a terrible businessman. Jackson staggers back like I've struck him. You speak... I step toward him, switching to English. I speak everything, Jackson. I heard every word, every insult, every threat. I turn to Kathleen, shaking by the fireplace. And you, I say, voice cold as ice. My loving wife, who poisoned me. I pull a remote from my pocket. I think it's time we watched a movie. I press the button. The projector screen descends from the ceiling, and the real show begins. The projector hums to life. The massive screen fills with grainy but unmistakable footage. Clip 1, the penthouse bedroom. Kathleen sits on the edge of a bed, laughing, wearing nothing but a silk sheet. Jackson beside her, shirtless, drinking champagne. Kathleen on screen. I can't wait until he's gone. I'm going to burn his clothes in the yard, every single ugly suit. Jackson, patience, my love. The poison is slow, but it's undetectable. He'll just drift away, and we'll have everything. They kiss. The timestamp reads, January 10th, 2026, 2 weeks ago, present day. Kathleen staggers backward, face draining of color so fast it looks like her blood simply evaporated. Jackson drops his glass. It hits the marble and explodes, crystal shards and scotch flying everywhere. Clip 2, the restaurant. Last week, audio plays over footage of Jackson and Kathleen at an outdoor cafe. Jackson speaks in Japanese, subtitles appearing at the bottom. Jackson, when the old monkey dies, I'm gonna gut that office, burn those paintings, that mahogany desk he loves, I'm throwing it out the window. Kathleen, laughing, and then what? Jackson, then we put a bed right in the middle, where he built his empire. That's where we'll celebrate spending his $50 million. Clip 3. The morning medication, hidden camera footage from my bathroom. Kathleen opens the medicine cabinet, takes out the amber vitamin bottle. She shakes out 3 blue pills, crushes them with a spoon, mixes the powder into a glass of orange juice. Cut 2, me drinking it at the breakfast table. Cut back 2, Kathleen on the phone, whispering. I gave him triple dose today. He called the mailman Slippers, his dead dog's name. Jackson, it's working. The room is dead silent, except for the projector's hum. Turn it off, Kathleen shrieks, voice cracking. It's fake, deep fake, AI generated. Is it? I ask calmly. Shall we ask Dr. Vincent? He's outside, ready to testify. I nod to Sullivan. He opens the double doors. Dr. Vincent walks in, flanked by 2 uniformed police officers. He looks at the floor, ashamed. I'm sorry, Mr. Thomas, Dr. Vincent says quietly. Mrs. Thomas paid me $50,000 to falsify a dementia diagnosis. She provided me with expected symptoms to document. I was wrong. I'm ready to cooperate fully. Kathleen backs against the fireplace, shaking her head frantically. No, Vincent, you can't. They're lying. I reach into my jacket pocket and pull out the amber vitamin bottle. I hold it up so everyone can see. Kathleen, you wanted to take care of me with these pills, I say, my voice carrying through the hall. Very thoughtful. I unscrew the cap and pour the blue pills into my palm. I stopped taking them 3 weeks ago, but I didn't want to waste them. I looked directly at her. So I gave them to the stray cat that lives behind the greenhouse, the orange tabby, the one you always complained about. Kathleen's face goes completely white. It died 4 days ago, I continue. Just went to sleep under the porch and never woke up. The veterinarian said its heart stopped. Massive toxic overdose, benzodiazepines and arsenic. I pull a folded document from my other pocket. This is the toxicology report. This is murder evidence, Kathleen. You just killed the wrong mammal. Kathleen's knees buckle. She slides down the front of the fireplace, collapsing into a heap of silk and designer fabric. She buries her face in her hands, sobbing hysterically. "You killed it," she wails. "Yeah, you killed the cat." "No, Kathleen," I say, standing over her. "You killed the cat. You meant to kill me. There's a difference. And the police are going to find that difference very interesting." Jackson has been standing frozen, staring at the screen. Now he turns to me, face purple with rage. "You set me up," he screams. "You dead old bastard." He lunges, he grabs a steak knife from the table setting and charges. I don't move. I don't have to. From the shadows near the service entrance, two men step forward, Donnelly's security team. One catches Jackson's wrist midair, twisting until the knife clatters to the floor. The other strikes behind his knees. Jackson collapses, hitting marble with a sickening thud. They pin him down, his face pressed against cold stone. Sullivan steps forward, adjusting his glasses, looking down at Jackson like an undertaker examining a corpse. "Mr. Reed," Sullivan says, his voice clinical, "I feel I should inform you of the specific terms of the contract you just signed." He pulls out a copy of the sale agreement. Paragraph 14, Section C, all funds transferred are non-refundable regardless of asset condition or liabilities discovered post-transaction. Sullivan pauses, letting it sink in. You've just purchased a company with zero liquid assets, zero intellectual property, and $40 million in immediate debt obligations. He looks up from the paper. Congratulations on your acquisition. Jackson stops struggling. He lies there, panting, his cheek pressed against marble. I walk to the table and open my laptop. I connect it to the projector. The screen changes to a spreadsheet. Thomas Logistics Corp. Asset inventory before January 1st, 2026. Patents 47, $32 million. Real estate 12 properties, $28 million. Cash reserves $68 million. Total value $128 million. After January 15th, 2026, or 9 a.m. Patents transferred to Nemesis Trust. Real estate transferred to Nemesis Trust. Cash reserves transferred to Nemesis Trust. Remaining value $0. New liabilities attached. Bridge loans, 18% interest, 30-day term, $40 million. Operating expenses, $2 million per month. Total debt, $42 million plus. I turn to Jackson, still pinned to the floor. You didn't buy an empire, Reed. You bought a burning building filled with $40 million worth of gasoline. Jackson makes a sound, half sob, half whimper. He's doing the math. He's realizing he just bet everything on a hand that doesn't exist. The men you borrowed from, I continue, switching to Japanese, Vinny Bones to no Nakama Tachi, Karera wa gomenasai wa uketsukanai, anata wa shinda mo dozen da. The men Vinny Bones works for, they don't accept sorry as payment. You're already a dead man. Jackson's eyes go wide. How does he know about Vinny Bones? My phone buzzes. I glance at it. A text from Jennifer Walsh with a photo attached. Jackson shaking hands with Vinny Bones at the Italian restaurant, a black duffel bag on the table between them. I show him the photo. I know everything, Jackson. Every loan, every promise, every threat. His phone starts ringing in his pocket. A specific ringtone, sharp, jarring electronic melody. Jackson's face goes gray as ash. He knows that ringtone. It's them, the collectors. They already know the money's gone. Please, Jackson whispers, trying to lift his head. Mr. Thomas, Demetrio, please, you have to give it back. If I don't pay them, they'll kill me. They'll cut me into pieces and throw me in the river. I look down at him. I remember him calling me a monkey, planning to throw my desk out the window, discussing my murder over sake. That sounds like a problem for your new company, I say coldly. Perhaps you should restructure your debt. Sirens wail outside, growing louder. Blue and red lights flash through the tall windows, painting the room in strokes of violence. The heavy front doors burst open. Police officers swarm in, weapons drawn but lowered when they see the situation's contained. Behind them, Detective Raymond Cole, Financial Crimes Division, the man Sullivan coordinated with. He walks over to Jackson, still pinned to the floor, and pulls out handcuffs. Jackson Reed, you're under arrest for wire fraud, money laundering, and conspiracy to commit murder. They haul Jackson up. He's sobbing now, begging incoherently, switching between English and Japanese. "They'll kill me! The men I borrowed from! They'll kill me! Thomas, please!" As they drag him past me, he looks into my eyes one last time. He sees no mercy there, only the reflection of his own ruin. "You're not going to prison, Reed," I say quietly. "You're going into hiding, if you're smart." But we both know he's not smart enough. Detective Cole turns to Kathleen, still crumpled on the floor. "Kathleen Thomas, you're under arrest for attempted murder, administration of toxic substances, and conspiracy to commit fraud." Two female officers approach. They pull her up. Kathleen doesn't fight. She goes limp, eyes glazed as reality crashes down. Prison, public humiliation, poverty. As they handcuff her, she looks at me. "Demetrio," she whispers, voice broken. "What will happen to me?" I look at her. I adjust my jacket, smoothing the fabric where she grabbed me this morning. "I honestly don't care," I say. I turn my back as they lead her out. I watch through the window as they're shoved into separate squad cars. Lights flash one last time, then they're gone, driving away into the wet night. The room is quiet. The projector still hums, frozen on the asset transfer spreadsheet. Sullivan unplugs it. The screen goes black. "It's over, Demetrio," Sullivan says softly. I look around the empty hall, broken glass, overturned chairs, the remnants of a life I shared with a woman who wanted me dead. "Yes," I say, "it's over." I feel a strange lightness. The weight of deception is gone. I'm alone in a big, empty house. But for the first time in years, I don't feel lonely. I feel free. 1 week later, I sit by the floor-to-ceiling window, watching a massive jet taxi toward the runway. My reflection looks different than a month ago. The lines are still there. The gray hair remains, but the stoop is gone. The tremors are gone. The man staring back isn't a victim. He's a survivor. I check my watch. She's late, or maybe not coming at all. I wouldn't blame her. Then I see her. Courtney walks into the lounge, scanning the room with hesitant eyes. She looks so much like her mother, my first wife, the one I lost to cancer 20 years ago. Same determined chin, same intelligent eyes. She spots me and stops, bracing herself for the confused, irritable old man Kathleen described for years. I stand. I button my jacket. I walk toward her, not shuffling, but striding. "Hello, Courtney," I say, voice steady and warm. "Dad," she breathes, eyes widening. You look like yourself." "I'm myself again," I say. "Finally." We sit in leather armchairs. Silence hangs heavy with years of missed birthdays and unreturned calls. "I'm sorry," I say simply. "I let a wolf into our house. She chased you away. I was lonely and foolish. I traded your loyalty for her flattery. It almost cost me everything." Courtney looks at her hands. "She told me you were sick, Dad, that you didn't want to see me. She said you threw away my letters." "She burned them," I say, feeling old rage flare briefly before I extinguish it. "In the fireplace. But she's gone now, and she's never coming back." I reach into my briefcase and pull out a thick envelope. I place it on the table between us. "What is this?" Courtney asks. "This," I say, "is the Nemesis Trust." She looks confused. "I heard the company was sold, that it was bankrupt. The company Jackson bought is bankrupt, the shell, the husk, but the soul of the company, the patents, the real estate, the liquidity, I moved all of it before he signed the papers. It's all in this trust." I slide the envelope toward her. "And you're the sole trustee." Courtney stares like it's a bomb. "Dad, this is everything. $128 million. It's your legacy, what I built for you, not for parasites. I want you to manage it. Take what I built and make it something new, something better." "But what about you?" I smile, feeling the passport in my breast pocket. "I'm taking a vacation, a very long one." "Where?" "Lake Como, Italy. I've rented a villa. Hired a tutor. I'm going to learn Italian." I pause. Japanese served me well in business. Italian will serve me better for living. "And what happened to them?" Courtney asks quietly. I look out at the planes taking off. "Jackson was found in the Chicago River 3 days ago," I say, voice devoid of pity. "Ruled an accident, but everyone knows better. The men he borrowed from don't forgive $50 million mistakes." I take a sip of sparkling water. Kathleen is currently in state correctional facility. Bail denied. She's facing 20 years. She's learning that charm doesn't work on cellmates who have nothing to lose. Courtney exhales slowly, like she'd been holding her breath for years. It's really over. Yes, I say. It's over. The intercom chimes. Now boarding flight 402 to Milan. I stand. Courtney stands too, grabbing the envelope, then dropping it to hug me instead, fierce and tight, bridging years in a single moment. I missed you, Dad. I missed you too, kiddo, I say, throat tight. I pull back, holding her shoulders. You run the trust, build a good life, and visit me in Como. There's plenty of room. I will, she promises, wiping her eyes. I pick up my carry-on bag. I walk toward the gate, my stride long and purposeful. I hand my boarding pass to the attendant. She smiles. Have a good flight, Mr. Thomas. I walk down the jetway, footsteps echoing on metal. I think about Jackson rotting at the bottom of the river, about Kathleen crying in her cell. They looked at my gray hair and wrinkled hands and saw weakness, saw prey. They forgot the most important rule. The old wolf doesn't lead because he's strongest or fastest. He leads because he survived, because he knows where the traps are. They tried to hunt me. They learned too late they were never the hunters. They were always the meal. I step onto the plane. The flight attendant greets me with champagne. Welcome aboard, sir. I take the glass and sit in my seat. I look out at New York one last time, the city I conquered, defended, and now leave behind. I put on my sunglasses, shielding my eyes from the sun reflecting off the wing. The engines roar to life, a deep, powerful vibration shaking the frame. I feel a thrill I haven't felt in decades, the thrill of the unknown, the thrill of a new game. I smile, sipping the champagne. Let them think I'm just an old man. Let them underestimate me. They looked at my gray hair and saw a victim. They didn't realize that age isn't a disability. It's armor. It's a library of mistakes I've already made and traps I know how to avoid. The greatest lesson: never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake. Let them underestimate you. Let them think you're weak. Because the moment they drop their guard is the moment you remind them who really runs the jungle. The plane lifts off, soaring into blue sky. I close my eyes, finally at peace.